Everybody, welcome to the PokeHaus League Season 2 Draft Analysis, Recap, Rankings, however you want to talk about it. I'm Rob, he's Connor, and he's Drew. We are here, and we're going to be talking about the draft that we had just a couple of days ago. We've had some time to sleep on it, boys. We even had some time to play, not only between ourselves, but with some teams as well. I'm jazzed to get into this. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. Ready to, I'm a big sucker for power rankings. Literally ranking anything is kind of like a shtick of mine. It's like a personality trait. So I'm very excited. This is like the most exciting thing for me is to rank the teams. Even though it means nothing, it'll be interesting to see how this compares to the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I do like that. I'm with you, Connor. I'm excited to, talk about the teams a little bit with some people who love Pokemon just as much as I do. Let alone, like you said, it'll be fun to compare it at the end of the year.
I think that's going to be very important for us. The way this is going to work is we're going to go team by team. We're going to give our rankings, give our couple thoughts on it. If you guys want to know more, let us know in the comments section below. We will be happy to answer your guys' comments and let you know more of what we are thinking about. Also, make sure that you guys like and subscribe so you don't miss out on all of the PokeHaus League action. Primetime Game 1 against Drew here and TJ, defending champ Drew. And reigning runner-up. TJ will be going down on Thursday. We will have it live at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys will be able to see the edited version on Saturday if you missed the live version. But let's get into it here, boys. Unless you guys got anything else, we good to go?
Let's do it.
All right. Sully seems like he's ready to rock and roll too. We're going to start with Virginia. Led by Dachsbuns. A team led by a notorious player, I'll call him, from last season. We all have, I think, had different thoughts on this team from the beginning. Drew, I'm going to let you lead off. Where do you have him in your current rankings?
All right, so we have the 11 teams, right? I have Dachsbuns ranked as the 6th best draft. Now,
whoa!
My rank is purely based off of the Pokemon there, not necessarily who is piloting those teams. But I have him 6th overall.
Okay, that's amazing. All right, Connor, where do you have Virginia?
Yeah, I'm a little bit. I did very similar to Drew. This is mainly based on like 99% based on Pokemon drafted. I actually have the Virginia Sceptilians in the 8th spot, so I was not a big fan of this draft from Dachsbuns.
Couple lower.
Sorry.
Okay, all right, that is intriguing. I ended up putting Dachsbuns and the Sceptilians at 10th, and I will give it one reason here. I took into account the draft and the person playing. Now, Dachsbuns is in law school, so I'm going to give him a lot of credit. The man has been extremely busy. Even just the other night, he called me to tell me that he was upset with the way that I was ranking his team. He had an inkling of where this was going to go for me, and I will give him this. I feel like he's going to probably prove me wrong, but I'm just erring on the side of caution just based on the other things that we know about this league and some of the other teams. So a really interesting ranking, though, from all of us. Basically, he's in the 8th spot, right? With Drew at the 6, Connor at the 8, me at the 10. Pretty much puts him right there around that 8 if we're doing like a super ranking. I'm going to actually make that really quickly so that we can track it and talk about it here at the end. Do you guys have thoughts on any of our rankings from any of the rest of us?
No, I mean, I'm not shocked by anyone's rankings. I know I'm a little higher on him than probably anyone is. But I just think he's got a good range of typings. Mm-hmm. He's got my favorite thing in any team, which is a fire, water, grass trio. Great for switching. And he's got Ursaluna Blood Moon. That is a nasty Pokemon. So, I mean, I think he's got some really solid core.
Yep, I'd agree here. I didn't love. I think the biggest critique was the first round pick of Mega Altaria. I thought this was a huge flop from Dachsbuns, honestly. But the Ursaluna was a massive save for the next pick, so I really think it brought him up. I still think this team has a lot of potential, just not the best first pick in my mind. Really tanks the positioning. So
I'll just say I love his middle rounds. Rounds 2 through 5, I think, are really strong. A couple Pokemon that were on my list for sure. The way he's going to use his Mega, I think, is going to be very important to what he's going to do with his team. Does he go with the Mega Altaria? Apparently, he's got a big strategy to go with that. Does he go with the Sceptile? we will have to see, because Lightning Rod only works if it is in the Mega Evolution form, and that was where my big concern comes in, because I think that could be even a better choice than the Altaria leading into it with some of the other Pokemon that he has. We will head now, though, to the reigning runner-up, good old TJ, our boy with the Saskatchewan Sudowoodos this time. I will lead off since I did it last time, and I think you guys are maybe going to be surprised, but it's partially because of who he is in his first couple picks. Drew, you convinced me. I did move him up. I moved him all the way up to 6 after our conversation, but to be fair, he was also one of the first ones I had ranked. Then I kind of was going through the rest of these teams. I was like, wait. I can't do this to my boy TJ. I can't put him any lower, but I do think 6. Getting Incineroar, I think, might be the best Pokemon in the entire draft. The Aurora Veil can be extremely useful. We know the Annihilate is strong, and I think the Dondozo is a very good tank. I don't know about his last 2 Pokemon. I think he might have to change his Mega, but outside of that, he's got a very strong initial 4 to me. Connor, where are you at?
Yeah, I actually have. Again, I went more based on draft, so I have this is the Saskatchewan Sudowoodos at 9 actually. So
wow, okay,
pretty low from me. I think this is probably pretty low considering the Incineroar, but no offense, TJ, it was the only part of this draft I really did like. The rest I was a little confused about. But again, this is the kind of league where I'm probably rating this a little bit more on like meta standards. And this is a league where there's really going to be no meta, or the meta will form as the league goes along. So this might be a little bit, underrating what TJ is going to do. But yeah, I've got it at 9.
Okay, Drew.
Interesting. Okay, I'm a little higher than you, but in between. So I've got him at 7, just behind Terius, so just out of the playoffs, if you will.
Okay.
I think his first 3 picks are good. I like his first 3 picks a lot, and you can build around those. But, like, the hail doesn't fit anything else on the team, so that feels weird. And I'm with you, Rob. The last 2 picks, those aren't going to last. I think he's going to switch his Mega out, and I think he'll end up switching out the Tatsugiri as well. But
yeah,
the first 4 probably will stick. Maybe not the Donzozo, but I think he'll enjoy just that Pokemon alone, just not with the Tatsugiri. The 1 versus 2 feels weird.
Yeah, I agree. I want to see where his damage is going to come from. That's something that I've noticed when I was playing him already in scrims. But I do believe in TJ. He's very smart. I have 0 doubts. There's nobody dumb in this league, so I should just get that out of the way. But I do think that TJ showed last season that he adapted really well once he kind of figured out what he wanted to do. So that was kind of part of my ranking as well. But we move in to the Flippin Feebas, led by Katie. Connor, I'll let you lead us off on this one. Where do you have arguably the best logo in the entire league?
Yeah, I think this was a really, really clean draft in a lot of ways. I think this looked like someone that had done their homework, and I think it should be rewarded with a good grade. So I have this person at 3.
Wow, very high praise for the Flippin Feebas from Connor right now. I can just tell you off screen, somebody is smiling real big at the moment. Drew, what about you?
I'm right there with you, Connor. I think this is a phenomenal drafted team. Really, my only pick that I'm like on is Blaziken, but because it can go Mega Blaziken can be very useful. So we'll see on that one. But outside of that, I think the other 5 picks are phenomenal. And I ranked her at number 4.
Okay, all right. Drew with the 4 here. I'm saying it out loud so that she can hear, but I will say I also have the Flippin Feebas squarely at number 4 right now. I loved the draft. Her and I did some draft prep beforehand. I think the Goldango falling to her was really good. Her and I had talked about the Dragonite. She knew a little bit about the Garnackle. I loved the Clefable pick. I think that one's going to be great. And then even at the very end, like, she totally surprised me with the Toxapex pick. I kind of wish that I had picked it myself, honestly, just because I do think it's really freaking good. It's got a lot of interesting shields. It's really bulky, and just having that poison water typing I think is extremely strong, especially in this league where there's a lot of people who are going to be out there running ground moves. So, big fan of hers. I think comfortably that puts her in the 4 spot for right now. We will see how everybody else goes, but I will say as well, by the way, I did put TJ in the 7 spot to round it out there for him based on our rankings. But now we'll talk about you, Drew. You know what? Convince us. Where do you have yourself?
So I have myself at the top. Number 1.
Loves his own draft.
Partially, I do love my own draft, but that's partially because outside of Rillaboom, where I would have picked Rillaboom instead of Cradily, but I wouldn't have waited that long. But outside of that, every other Pokemon on my entire team, this is exactly what I wanted. So, and Cradily is not a bad backup. It does a lot of good things. So I'm not really upset about that. I couldn't have asked for a better draft as far as what I'm looking to do. I'm obviously running a sand team. I've got a lot of heavy hitters on both attack and special attack side. But I can also run Trick Room. So I think my team has a lot of speed on both sides, whether I'm running a slow team or a fast team.
Okay. I love that. All right.
Yeah.
Where do you have him, Connor?
Yeah, I've got you at number 5. I think this is a sneaky, really adaptable team. But I think that if someone can kind of figure out a way to get around the sand, and then other people can see how to replicate that, like if there is like some kind of tech or something to getting around it easily, which I think is going to vary based on team to team. But I do think it is set up to do what you want to do very smoothly, and having Trick Room counter ability is really nice. So yeah, a lot of adaptability here. I like it. 5 is a good spot.
I think playoff spot.
I was right around 5, but then the Cradily. That pick, and I've seen it in action, I can tell you straight up, is so much better than people are going to think. I'm not going to give you guys the tech, but I did battle Drew, and although I had success against him, I will tell you that pick alone is going to make his team a lot stronger than you might think. I put him squarely at number 3, which is exactly where he is between the 3 of us, with Connor at 5. So, great draft from Drew. I will say I fully believe that he will be able to get well above that. Hit above his weight once he starts getting able to maneuver his Pokemon and get them into a good spot. We've got the Detroit Dachsbuns up next. I will lead you guys off because I think you're going to be surprised with where I'm going to put this team. I think this team is much stronger than people probably would think. I think that he is a very good Pokemon player. He knows quite a bit about it, and I loved basically every single pick in his draft. I still think weirdly enough, I think Greninja was probably his weakest pick, but I still think the rest of it goes really hard. I put him at number 1. I just think Michael is that good at Pokemon, and I do think that there's a lot of counters within this team. I think having the option between Mega Greninja or Mega Chestnut is going to be really, really good. I loved the Gastrodon pick. I love the Farigiraf, and I think the Maushold is a Pokemon that we probably should have had out there somewhere, somehow, last season with Population Bomb. If he pilots this right, I think it has one of the higher ceilings in this league, especially into some of these other weather teams. Connor, where are you at?
I actually have this pick at 7.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit different. Yeah. Listen, I love the draft picking based on vibes was total bluff. This, I think, was a calculated draft. I think this could be a really good team. It was very clearly a bluff. It was like picking meta pick after mega. I was like, all right, whatever. I think this could be a really good team. Like you said, I think the ceiling could be really high, but I just need to see this team in action. I just don't see like a clear identity for the team, which can be good because sometimes that means just ultra adaptability. You can do everything.
Yep.
But I really don't see yet what this team is trying to do. So I didn't have a vision, so I just went for 7.
Okay, fair enough. Drew, what about you?
Yeah, so I'm actually in a very similar boat to you, Rob. I think this draft is very good. I'm with you, Connor, in that I immediately noticed how meta this team was being picked. I think I'm also with you, Rob, that Greninja was probably his worst pick, but the Mega Greninja might be amazing. But I love this draft. Chestnut is another great Mega that he could pick and use instead. The only thing this team is missing, in my opinion, is an actual rain setter. Right? He's got Archaludon, and he's got Gastrodon, but he doesn't have anything that actually sets the rain. So that's the one thing that I think his team is missing. But still, you can rain dance, do other things. So I actually have this team at number 2.
Okay, so that is interesting. We have Denver at 3, Flippin Feebas at 4, With Connor's rating, I don't know if we go 2 or if we go 5 here. Okay.
I think you put it at 2. Yeah, I think you guys just outnumbered me there. I think that's fair.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, I'm with you, and that Michael is going to be a much better battler than he tried to act.
That's who he is. I love it. We're going to continue where we get to lead off our own teams. So, Connor, tell us about your team. Where'd you put yourself? I'm sure you were probably too nice to yourself, but we'll see.
I went for 1. I feel like
okay.
For your own draft. So.
Okay, I love that.
I don't think other people are going to see this though, because I think the Manectric is going to be seen as a huge reach. Like that's the critique of my team is like it makes no sense in the meta to go at round 2. But it's a very particular Pokemon that I needed for a certain kind of identity that my team is going to have. I think the other big problem with my team is going to be no speed control. I have no Tailwind setter. I have no Trick Room user. So if I get caught in a position where I'm just at a disadvantage for speed, I really can't do much about it. So I can see problems, but I went for 1 because it's my team, so they're the best.
Okay, I love it. Drew, what about you?
So Connor, I actually really like your draft a lot too. I don't think the Manectric pick is a reach at all. For one thing, I caught on to it pretty quickly, but also, I mean, so Manectric when it Megas, it gets Intimidate, and then you have Scraggy, who has Intimidate. And you have Arcanine, who also gets Intimidate. So I'm noticing a team. You can say you don't have a theme, like a team, right? Because you don't have like a rain team, but you have an intimidating team. Yeah. And like I mean that pun intended. You have a lot of big, beefy Pokemon that have some of the higher stats of any of the. Quite frankly, of all the teams, you might have the highest stat total. And I think your Pokemon in general are you have a very well-rounded team. You reach a lot of typings. I think this is going to be an incredibly good team. I think eventually the Aegislash is going to become a water-type Pokemon, but outside of that, I think this team is actually really good. I have you at number 3.
Nice.
There you go. And I'll keep this quick because you guys said everything that I was thinking already. I got you at number 2, and that puts you squarely at number 1, Connor, in the first power rankings right now.
That's crazy.
This is nuts, but I do think you've got a really good strategy, and after battling you, I can say I am very afraid of you at the moment.
Ours was a wacky one, yeah. And you have a team that we kind of counters me a little bit, so we had some fun back and forth.
Oh, it was a good time, and I know my team better now, Connor, so you better watch out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm scared of your
team. Here we go to the Kissimmee Butterfree and Kevin. Yep. Drew, where do you have Kevin at?
So, this was a weird one for me. I think I could have gone anywhere from 5 to 8 with this one and would have felt like good about putting it there. But the more I looked at Kevin's team and the Butterfree, he's got a very good direction, right? He's got Tailwind, he's got Trick Room.
Mm-hmm.
I really like his support. He's got 2 of the best supports for Pokemon in Indeedee and Whimsicott. The only one I don't really know much about is going to be that Hisuian Lilligant. Is that what that is?
Lilligant, yeah.
Lilligant. I don't know anything about that Pokemon, so it might be great for all I know. I've never seen it, never played the game with it in it. I hated Arceus, so I never played that. But overall, I think the rest of his team's good, so I have Kevin at number 5.
Okay, nice. I'll say this much. I saw the Trick Room right away. I don't love the Tailwind. I think he should just lean more straight into the Trick Room personally. But the Lilligant can be very strong. It's fighting grass, I believe. So it's actually a pretty cool typing. It's like similar to a Breloom, I believe, is basically how it goes. I think the typing is going to be a little rough for him. And I don't love the Houndoom. It's not bad by any stretch. It's got a good typing. I think the Mega's pretty strong, but I think there are better Megas out there, so I think he's going to have to lean into the Mega Gardevoir, which at least for the first couple weeks might make it a little bit predictable, but I still think it's a good team. He is putting in the hours. I will tell you guys straight up right now, this man is putting in the work, so I think he's going to be even better than his team will be. Whether or not he can pilot it like you did, Connor, with that Ursaluna is going to be very important, but that's where I have him. I have him right now at 7, just below TJ. Connor, what about you?
I'm ranking purely out of bitterness. Number 1, Ursaluna. My baby,
That is true.
Being used against me. I think that that is going to be strong in and of itself. That thing's a menace. It was for me. I think it definitely can be. I think Kevin and I scrimmed. I think I got crushed. I'm also bitter about that. I didn't use that as a factor though, but I did put this draft at 10. So this is towards the bottom for me. I just think it's a little bit too on the nose, and I think I think it counters my team. I have no speed control, so like I just told you all, it's gonna be a weakness for me if I get caught off in situations like this. I think other teams are gonna be able to work around it though.
Okay, all right. I think that puts us either at 6 or 9. Nice. Nice. Are you guys comfortable? I'm comfortable with him being at the 6th spot.
Yeah,
I think that's probably fair. All right, cool.
Everyone else I have is going to be below that. So.
Okay. Wow. Dang, Drew, that's rough.
I mean, I've already named 1 through 7.
I know you're just breaking my heart here. You're breaking my heart. It's fine. All right, we're moving into the Stockholm Swampert. I'll start off here for the Swampert. I liked the initial direction of his team. It was the later stages that Drew, I know you'll probably say this, I got a little confused with what he was going to do. I'll just tell you guys straight up, he has an extreme fire disadvantage. Like, about as big of one as you can possibly get. Now, the Kingdra does help. I will say that. The Kingdra does help quite a bit into this team. And I think the Abomasnow is going to surprise probably everybody. I also love the Dragapult, and I love the Rillaboom.
Yeah.
But he's got a few things that are going to counter each other. The Drought is going to hurt. His team's a lot faster than you might think. I battled it a little bit. It's pretty solid. But unfortunately, I think just because if he doesn't, it's going to make his team very predictable, pretty early on as to what he's probably going to have to play, because he's not going to be able to play a couple Pokemon together. Essentially, I ended up putting him at 11 for now, but I do think that once he fixes a couple issues, I think the Swampert will be able to move up.
Wow. I have to jump in because I couldn't disagree more. I have this team at number 2.
What?
Wow. I think this team is going to be crazy. I think this team is going to be crazy. I think this you can say fire is going to be a weakness. I don't see a huge fire presence across the league. I think fire is just a pick. A lot of teams just have a fire Pokemon they pick up and they just use it for that. I think Kingdra can counter that, but I think this team, what its strength is though, to focus on that, I think it's the strongest weather team we have, and the ability to control weather and terrain is going to be really, really sick. So that being said, I think there's just a lot of strong Pokemon here. I mean, this is just a stacked team. So, 1 for 2.
So, to go straight off of what you just said, Connor, because I couldn't disagree more.
Oh!
I'm with Rob. I also have Patrick at 11. Now, let me be clear. I think every single Pokemon on this team is good. Everyone. There's not a bad pick.
Yeah.
But my problem with this team is the exact opposite of what you just said, is that I think it's the worst weather team, and it is terrible at dealing with the weather, because none of the Pokemon actually benefit from the weather that he places. Abomasnow doesn't get hurt by hail, and it gets a defense buff, but it lays the hail. There's no other Pokemon that benefits from hail. And then you have Torkoal that lays sun. No Pokemon on his team benefit from the sun. And then he's got Kingdra, which has Swift Swim, but he doesn't have a Rain Setter. He can adapt the weather, but outside of when he plays another rain team, I don't know. I just don't see this is an anti-weather team, I guess, by using weather, but I don't know. It feels very disconjoined to me. Again, I think all of these are good Pokemon, so it'll be tough to beat just because he's got a bunch of thick Pokemon that are hard to kill. But I don't see any real synergy on the team, and I think that is the downfall of this team.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I think that is the question: is this can being disruptive be enough, or do you need to be doing something? And that's a fair question.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Then the thing is, the way we have him ranked, he's either gonna prove us wrong, or he's gonna prove you right.
He's proven someone wrong, or he just ends up in the middle, 5 and 5. Who knows? But I think we go more towards the bottom with y'all's ranking. I think if we're gonna put him somewhere as a group,
I have him at 10 for right now. We can reshuffle this here in a bit, but we're down to 3 teams, and we got about 10-ish minutes left. So we'll get into the Green Bay Gengar here. Drew, I'll let you lead off with this team.
Okay. So this is one that I was close to putting this one at the bottom, if I'm being honest. I have this one at number 10 as the Green Bay Gengar and Leah for number 10. I think Grimmsnarl is a great pick. This is another one that has a random weather setter that just doesn't fit the team to me. Like, yeah, there's 2 other steel Pokemon that aren't affected by it, but they don't benefit from it. So, like, again, it's just a weird weather pick. It feels like a lot of pieces that, like, do some, like, what's, like, the main Pokemon that's going to kill you on this team? Yeah. Like, Volcarona, I'm not scared of that Pokemon. And outside of that, I'm not scared of any of them knocking me out, so...
I think that's fair. I think that is a fair. That probably is the critique, but I think that I have this team at 4. I think this has some of the better individual Pokemon in the league on the same team, potentially at least. Now, is it a cohesive team based on the draft vibe? Yes, but based on actual VGC, maybe not. But yeah, I do agree with you, though, Drew. I think the Volcarona is probably the thing, maybe Scizor. But it's hard to say. It's going to be hard to say what to be afraid of, and this team does feel counterable. But I still think that the ceiling for this team, if it's piloted right, like with a Grimmsnarl leading, could be really, really deadly. So,
okay, well then, I will say that I put the Green Bay Gengar at 9. I agree with Drew. Really, the Hippodon is the biggest issue I have with this team right now, to be honest with you. I don't see what else she's going to do with it. I will say, though, and I know Drew doesn't love this Pokemon, I think the Hisuian Gudra, she stole it right out from under me. But it's a good Pokemon. There's a lot of things it can do. It's really bulky. I think both the bug types are interesting because there are, I think, a lot of counters potentially to her team that she's going to be able to use those with. She's going to probably use Grimmsnarl every time. And I think the Rotom Wash is actually a pretty good pick where she got it there at the 4. I give her a little bit of a downward move because I like the Pokemon. I'd probably be a little closer to Connor just based on some of the Pokemon, but I just think the Hippodon doesn't work for me, and she's still newer. So I'm giving her, the understanding that that's kind of where she's at right now, and I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. I believe that puts her there at 9, though, based on where we're at. We can move these around here in a minute, but yeah.
Pretty close to that.
Okay, so then that leaves me. I'll throw my team out there to you guys. I wanted to get the Sinistcha just because I think it was really good. I ended up going into the Chandelure just because of the fact that I don't think there's a higher special attack user available in the entire league. And there are a lot of bulky attack Pokemon. Like this, just so you know, the special attack for Mega Chandelure is 175. Also, with it going up as a Mega Evolution, it gets really bulky. A lot more than you would think. I think it has both 100 special defense and defense. So it's a little bit faster than you think. It's like 90 to 100 speed, somewhere around there. So it's really not slow. It can hit really hard. Its moves are actually its most limiting part, but that's kind of okay. I felt like the Smeargle for me gives me a lot of flexibility right with my team. I have 2 different Tailwind setters, which is good. And I wanted some more bulk near the end of my lineup because I think there are a lot of Pokemon. I will tell you guys straight up, I picked Swampert and Tinkaton specifically for this league to deal with certain types of Pokemon that I expect to be a bit of an issue for my squad. So, yeah, am I going all in again on a Ghost Pokemon? Sure. But I think I have a lot of protection. I have a lot of protection for it. That's a lot of the compliments that I've been getting for my team so far. And I think I have 2 or 3 sneaky carries that people just won't expect to be doing the amount of damage that they will do. That being said, I humbly put myself at 5.
Wow.
I did not put myself at 5. So there you go.
That's not far off from where I have you. I think that it's funny you mentioned last season. This feels like a bit of a run back. You've got a Ghost Sweeper that you prioritize that can wipe everything, but it can also die. Mm-hmm. And then the offense is the question mark. So I think that is the problem for your team, or not a problem, but just a thing. Because your Corviknight, to me, is your scariest Pokemon, probably.
It is terrifying.
Maybe more than the Chandelure. The fact that you got that in the 4th round, I really wanted it. I think that is a really steal pick. There's not a pick you have that I really don't love. So I have you at 6.
Okay.
I think you probably finished better than that because I wasn't factoring Trainer, but just based on draft. I think the Swampert's maybe the biggest knock on the draft, but meh.
It's fair. It's fair.
That's interesting. So a little lower on this team. I think there's some really great picks. Like the Sinistra's great. Corviknight, I agree, is one of the steals of the draft in the 4th round. That's such a good pick. Tinkaton's not bad, but I think Tinkaton... having Tinkaton, Smeargle, and Sinistra is just like a little too much support. You'll never... I don't know how many times you'll ever want 2 of them. You'll never want all 3 of them. And so, like, that's the part where I think your team is lacking it a little bit. Either way, though, I mean, I have you at 8. I don't have you, like, super low, like in the middle of the pack. I think there's a lot of good in this team. The Chandelure, I think, is going to be weird. We'll see. The special attack is high, but, it's an interesting mod, so we'll see. I mean, I don't know what the Mega is going to be like, but...
I'm going to tell you right now, one of the two between Sinistra and Tinkaton, my only defense I will tell you, can do a hell of a lot more damage than you think based on the way that I'm building them. So I will look forward.
Sinistra for sure.
Yeah, it can hit pretty hard too, but Tinkaton can as well. It just depends on how I build them. So I'm very excited to see how those ones go. And I appreciate the rankings. That I think puts me squarely around 5. I think that's pretty safe based on the rest of the rankings that we have right now. Last one here is going to be the Windy City Woopers. Drew, you ended it on mine. I'll let you lead this one off.
Oh, my boy, Sully. So the Windy City Woopers, I loved the start of this draft. They're a weather team. I love weather teams. It was very pointed in direction, but then it got too pointed, in my opinion. So having 6 water Pokemon on this team is, 5 water Pokemon on this team is nuts. I think he's just 2 with 1 type based, and it will be. I think there's going to be certain teams that won't be able to do anything about it, and it's going to look amazing. But for the most part, most of us will have either an electric or grass or both that will be able to handle majority of this team, and it's going to struggle against a lot. So I think there's just too many of the same things. So I took Sully and the Windy City Woopers at number 9.
Okay. Connor?
Yeah, I feel a lot the same. I think I feel very similar to what Drew just said. Actually, I really like to have the draft starts. I think if you keep the first 2 picks and maybe the third with some changes, but the general idea there could stick. And then you need a pivot. Like you need a way to like switch strategy in battle, even or in a series if it's not working. Because this is a draft league and people can free agent pick up against people every week. You're going to see an electric Pokemon picked up every single time you play this team. Even from maybe my team with Manectric, I might pick up another one because why not? You just can sweep them if you have 2 electric Pokemon. So I wasn't a fan. I think there's going to be some free agent changes coming. I've got them at 11.
Wow. Okay. All the way at the bottom.
I think it's, yeah.
Wait, Drew, where'd you have him again?
9.
Okay. I have Sully at the highest. I don't know if you guys have played him or not, but I do have him at 8. What I will tell you is I think he's got a better understanding of his team than you probably think. That being said, I hated the Poliwrath pick. Absolutely couldn't stand it. Just because I think he had such a great start, and it just didn't... And maybe I'm missing something on Poliwrath. I know that there are some good things you can do with it, but it felt like one of the worst picks in the draft for me compared to the rest of his team. I actually like the Kilowattrel with his team. I think getting the Thunder Hurricane combo, into this weather is going to make his team incredibly strong. I actually don't think grass types are going to be very useful. I can tell you from experience. Into his team, between that and the Pelipper, who also can use Hurricane. Maybe the Kilowattrel can. I know the Pelipper can. So plenty of good kind of type coverage there. You got to worry about the Barraskewda coming in. I actually think the Mega Gyarados is going to be better than people think. And the Ludicolo with Giga Drain is actually a little bit better than you guys might think as well. That being said, like you guys said, he is as one-dimensional as it gets. If you can control the weather, period, his team is in a lot of trouble. So with that, I ended up putting him at 8, just because he's also been putting in the hours. So I have a lot of confidence that he is going to be able to kind of pilot this team, make some changes. Wouldn't surprise me if Poliwrath or Ludicolo are dropped, but I do think the bones of his team are strong enough to where he's going to do a lot more than I think people think And like I said, I know he's going to make the adjustments necessary to do so. So that being said, though, we will have to pick where he goes at this point. He's between somewhere in the range of the Sceptilians, Gengar, and Swampert. I don't know who you guys want to put at the bottom. The lowest rankings, I cannot remember where we had the Swampert specifically. I had him at 11.
He was the only one that had 2 11s.
Okay, but Connor had him at 2. So that's the issue. So
I mean, if you did like reverse points, right, that gives him like 2 points. And then you had him where at 2, which would be like what?
So that's 24
10 points for that,
right?
So like 12. And then what do we have Sully at? Sully's going to be lower.
I had 8.
I think Sully's lower.
Okay.
You had him at
11,
8.
11.
You had him at 11. I had him at 9. Yeah, that would put him lower.
All right. So then that's where we're at. We're going to talk about it for a minute, and then we will sign off here. Here's the power rankings done by the guys here at PokeHaus. Oklahoma City Thundurus at number 1. We got the Detroit Dachsbuns at 2. Denver Dugtrios at 3. The Flippin Feebas at 4. My Queen City Ampharos at 5. The Kissimmee Butterfree at 6. The Saskatchewan Sudowoodos at 7. The Virginia Sceptilians at 8. The Green Bay Gengar at 9. The Stockholm Swampert at 10. And the Windy City Woopers at 11 for right now. How do you guys feel about where everybody ended up?
I think it makes sense. I don't know that I should be 1. I don't think I should necessarily be, but that's going to be tough to try and live up to throughout the year. It's not going to happen. So do not expect this to be an accurate ranking by the end of the year. But I think we're all. This is a ranking that's very tricky to talk about because there's no defined meta. We haven't played anything yet. It's a preseason, obviously projections, so we have to consider all that. But I think teams with identities were really rewarded here. Unless they're too locked into that identity, then I feel like they were kind of punished for it, at least in my rankings. I think you guys felt similar about that. So we'll see. Yeah, how this shakes out, though. Very interested.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think, for one thing, if we were judging also based on who was coaching a little more, I think the rankings might have changed. But we're purely basing this off of the Pokemon that they drafted. So that kind of changes it a little bit. That being said, though, I am also very excited to see how it turns out and where we place in the rankings after the season is over and comparatively how it went.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about this, by the way, on the Primetime Games. We will be going over where everybody is at, how all the games have gone. We will also be having everybody, after this first week, submitting their own power rankings to us as well. We will mash them all together and see where everybody is at each week for you guys. If you guys want a power, rankings type 10-minute show, we can change things up maybe in the future. But for now, they will be going over to the Primetime Game Thursday games. So keep your eyes peeled for that. This is our only one we wanted to do a quick draft one because we thought it was fun. Any final thoughts before we sign off here, boys?
Ready to get battling. Game starts soon. Let's get the season underway,
Yeah, did you guys trying to practice after this?
Oh, probably. I will say the first battle, I believe, at least scheduled, is tomorrow between Leah's Green Bay Gengar versus Connor in the OKC Thundurus. So we will have to see how that one goes tomorrow.
I'm already.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. We hope you guys will continue to join us as we go along. We will be playing this until March. So I really hope that you guys will give this a watch and continue to support the PokeHaus League. But that is going to do it for us here. So from our house to yours, thanks for watching, and we will catch you guys on the next one.